Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Stoneblock 3. And hello guys, and on last episode we were working over here in our refined storage and I actually had some power issues, so I had to come back with temporary solutions over here, and power is still running kind of low because I need to fuel these guys. You guys also told me about how I could actually fix this back here, and the way I had to do it, well, basically I was one upgrade missing. I needed to make this diamond auto hammer, and we're getting like pretty stacked up here, so every now and then I just pick up my temporal pouch and look at this. This is kind of funny. Look at that. Boom. And then I can even upgrade the chute. So it sends up even more items, and then it just smashes through them. But it's such a low chance that's like it's not even noticeable, right? Most of the times. So I just let that thing run for some seconds, and yeah, you saw that I had 500. Now I already have 600. I'm gonna grab a couple of these because they need to. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. They need to be cooked, so I kind of have to start cooking some of these guys so I can move into Powah. But today, before we move into Powah, we have a couple of things missing. And also you might notice that there's no chickens here, because most of them are here now. I moved them into this room right here. This room was pretty empty and it has some decent space, so I decided to use it. That's what we're going to talk about right now. But we kind of did a lot of things here, and I went with what you guys told me, that you can apparently put 16 chickens inside of it. And it's giving me tons and tons of things. Like I have so much netherite. Like I have 36,000 netherite ingots. Like I don't even need to put that upgrade there. I got the diamonds, we got gas tiers, we got blaze rods, ender pearls, obsidian, the sand. Made diamond and iron, quartz, and these guys I already had. I just upgrade them into here. And some of these guys, they do need to be pipe thin, because the compacting drawer does not recognize the item for some reason, like this guy. Even though it has this right here, the diamonds does not actually pull, the iron does not actually pull anything. These guys are pulling just fine, except the redstone. The redstone also doesn't pull. Yeah, but if I had like a normal drawer, then the normal drawer would pull. They just don't pull into the compacting one. And I can also make frame drawers and make these guys all look the same, but you know, I don't really care about that right now. But now on to what is this, right? What's happening right here? Well, we need a mob farm. We need a mob farm because we need experience. Why do we need experience? Because I realized we gotta kill the wither, and I kind of need experience if I want to try and enchant like a bow or something like that, because I have 0 experience. So yep, we are gonna move into a mob farm right over here. This is probably not even enough drawers for the amount of drops this is gonna generate. I don't really care. I'm gonna just pick up a chest, like a crystal chest for the overflow. We can even pick up an armory. I think I have an armory thingy that we can put from functional storage. We can put it right here. But in order to move on with this, we kind of need to link all of these drawers like so. You can see they're all linked. I have this on multiple, by the way, multiple drawers. So you just right click one and then you click on the other one at the end, and boom, now all of these drawers are actually linked to this. I'm very much scared of putting this in. Like I am very much scared of putting this in. I also link them all these fans into the same controller as the mob grinder thingy. So if I, well, put all this lever, you can see everything starts blowing in. So I'm hoping this is dealing enough damage. It probably isn't right now. I probably need to upgrade it quite a little bit, and the XP will go into this jumbo tank. The items will hopefully go into here. I'm probably gonna need a chest on top of this. And I also made this tinted glass. It doesn't need to be tinted glass. It can be just regular glass. So let's try it. Let's go crazy. I'm gonna turn this on, and I think mobs should start spawning no matter what. So we can even go and check on the achievements, because the dreadful dirt actually, oh, a flux point. I think if we take a look here, yeah, light level, oh, light level of 5 and above stops hostile mob spawns. Oh, then I have a, oh, I have a light source in there from a feral lantern. I gotta get rid of that. Well, I'm not sure like how much you guys can actually see, but it is like properly killing mobs. We're already having loots. That's really good. And hopefully all, oh, lights are starting to pop in. Hopefully it doesn't pop in there. I hope it is. I have made it so that I have the feral lantern here. I think this is far enough away. I'm really hoping it is, but I'm not so sure it's gonna be. It guy has a saxophone. Did he drop it? Oh, okay, so these guys don't stack. The drums don't stack, so that's something we need to get rid of. The drops over here, yeah, because they have damage, so we're gonna need that armory drop. So if you check a look on this, we have this armory cabinet, so I'm gonna place it here, and I'm not sure if we can like link this. No, so I kind of want to configure you. No, we can't quite put it into there, so maybe we can just put it on top of this. Well, maybe. Okay, so far so good. I put the armory cabinet up here, and you can see it's getting like tons of, well, junk mostly, but every now and then some of the items actually get through because this is not yet, well, full. I'm not sure if there's like any drops missing. There may be, so I know there's a legendary like loot still missing, which by the way we can actually open these guys. So I still have that slot open and waiting, and I got a couple extra slots just waiting for like any other drops that might pop in. Okay, now back to, well, storage, and I actually didn't even feed my stuff. Hold on. I forgot about that. But I'm using some of these guys back here, these furnators, to, well, power some of my machines. I'm using a magma crucible, which is, well, just getting cobblestone into lava, which is also powering this magmator, which is really good. And we also have like a fuel tank, so we have tons and tons of lava. If we ever want to put it over here, we can even automate the system where it's pumping in things here infinitely, so this will always be filled with lava. But we kind of need to expand this little power facility right here. The way I wanted to do it was with Powah, like this, or wait 1 second. Powah, yep, like this, by using the reactors, which are here. Yeah, they are reactors, which we could go all the way into a nitro reactor, you know, and go crazy with this. But I think we need to find a better solution first. Like, I want to get into this for like my maximum power generation, but right now I think we need to go with something a little bit more like basic. And by basic, I mean it's not basic at all. It's literally not basic at all. What I want to get into is this, the gas burner. You can see it as an output, or you can see the output actually. Why can you not see the output? Well, we can just go ahead and try and craft this guy, because we shouldn't be missing that many things. Okay, we're gonna need some dusts, and the dusts we can get through the hammer, or we can also just make ourselves a pulverizer. I think that is the best option right here. So if we actually put this, and then let's just type in pulverizer. There we go. Now we can just easily get access to all these things. We should have all the resources. It's just a matter of, well, crafting them. So it's 2 of those, 1 of these. We're still missing the frames. There we go. Boom. Now we got ourselves a pulverizer. I should have enough power to place it here. No issues. Yeah, so far so good. And I'm gonna get into this guy. The problem with this guy is that he's a little bit more complex than he appears to be. So why is this guy such a big deal? Well, I want this guy to be burning ethylene. The problem with burning ethylene is that I'm gonna have to, well, get a pressurized reaction chamber that has to deal with water and hydrogen. How do we get hydrogen? We can get it from also another pressurized reaction chamber, but that's not how I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with an electrolytic separator, which is gonna take in water. It's gonna give me hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen I'm going to save because I'm gonna be using it later down the line. And hydrogen is going to go into the other machine, into here, the pressurized reaction chamber. And then I also need biofuel. Biofuel needs me to have a crusher. The crusher needs to have an input. Now, is there a way that I can farm? Yeah, I can farm moss. So I can technically put moss into a phytogenic insulator, which I have, and I can keep providing, like, for example, moss into the machine, or rose bushes, or potatoes, or leaves, or the cooked. Oh, really? Cooked potatoes give more. Actually, that's kind of interesting to know. Hello, I did not know that. A cookie, warped block, for example, gives a ton of biofuel, but that's not easily farmable. Azalea trees, bread. Like, if I have a pretty easy one to farm that gives me 7, I'll take it, but I'm not seeing like a particularly amazing input besides something like moss, for example. So after a little bit of juggling around, I think this is now actually properly working. So as you can see, the gas burning is in the middle of everything. And we have the aqueous accumulator just pumping in some water into our electrolytic separator, which is dumping the excess of oxygen for now, but then we'll like use it whenever we get to higher tier machines, because we want to ideally store this, but for now we're not doing that. And then it's sending in the hydrogen into the pressurized reaction chamber, which is taking in biofuel from over here from our crusher, which I just put a hopper botany pot with a potato on top, so hopefully this should be enough. And then we're keeping the substract so the machine can actually keep on running, and then we're sending in the ethylene into our gas burning generator, which is now, well, producing some energy. As you can see, it's producing like 300 FE whenever it actually is allowed to produce any FT, because we're gonna switch this guy, because this is how we're powering things with the flux network. We're gonna switch that thing for a flux plug. This thing is gonna start powering, well, itself, and it's actually gonna start powering a lot of other things. So this is a pretty basic setup until we get to the reactor. As you can pretty much see, we're getting kind of cramped up here, so I'm gonna like redo this corner. I'm pretty much guessing this corner will actually be this corner. I made the enchantment setup over here, but I'm gonna move this into this exact corner. We don't really need to have this podzol and that mycelium here anymore, so might as well just silk touch these guys and redo our floor properly, I should say. So we can just put those things in there, and just grab a stack of this to fill this back in, just like so. And we're gonna have to redo this area because it's causing some issues, and now we're actually able to produce or not produce stuff. I need to organize all my machines. So that tunnel right here, I may want to end up using it. I'm not entirely sure right now because I think the tech area is the way to be. I want to have mechanism machines. I want to have the thermal expansion machines over here, all of them working like they should be. I want to also like put a thing around this so you can see it, but you can't like walk into it until we actually have to. And is this actually bumping? It is. It's only one at a time though, so we might need to get some more botany pots. But you guys also told me you guys said a lot of things in my last video, so I really appreciate you guys, that I should try and aim for, of course, the dark pedestal and this bad boy, the Watch of Flowing Time. But as you guys can see, it requires dark matter. I do not yet have access to dark matter because I do not have Eternus full. In order to get Eternus full, I need to do a Philosopher's Stone. In order to make a Philosopher's Stone, I need to kill the Wither. And I'm not ready. I upgraded my armor to be all diamond, so it now actually is the same tier as the diamond one, but I also want to upgrade it to netherite, so I have the highest protection I think I can get. So we probably want to look into doing that. Our sword is pretty good with dealing with the Wither, so I'm not really worried about our sword. It's smite 5, you know, so we can even upgrade this to netherite actually, so it would do even more damage. And then we need a bow. We desperately need a bow. I don't know if we're gonna make any like amazing bow. Maybe we are, like from a mechanism. Like, is this like a good bow to have? I don't know how much damage this does. Hey, we got our first legendary treasure. I mean, from the farm, I should say. And ooh, this is used to make, yes, the gem armor. So this is kind of nice. So I rearranged some things over here. As you guys can see, we now have this amazing furnace over here, which has an output, an input, and an output. I rearranged the furnators to be back here with 16 cold chickens. They don't even need to be like 16 of these 10 cold chickens, but sure, why not? They're powering this basic furnator, and I kind of want to upgrade these guys. These guys are basically want to be my backup supply, so whenever something goes wrong, I at least have these guys powering up like at least my storage, you know, at least that. So this is basically going to be my battery for everything. And I kind of want to get a little bit more into the power mod, you know, with getting more like furnators and stuff like that. But then I need energized, well, steel, and to do that I need to make these energizing orbs, which they're pretty easy to make, but then I actually need to make the energizing rods. And in order to like keep upgrading and upgrading them, I kind of need like the previous version and the previous and the previous, like keep upgrading until we get like to the nitro version. Then we're gonna need nitro crystals, and to do that we need nether stars, so we need nether stars. I gotta kill the Wither, but I don't feel like killing the Wither right now. I don't think I'm capable of doing that. So we're gonna start smaller now. We kind of need to get done with these energizing rods, and I think we need, yeah, you keep needing the previous one in order to make the next one. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this and make a couple rods. I think I can go all the way until these basic versions, and then we're gonna try and get ourselves to the hardened versions. I also moved up some of the mechanism machines over here. That place is getting prepared for some thermal. We still have this over here, bulb giving us power and farming us kelp as well. And I'm gonna use this space for Powah. So let's start off like in the corner, for example. We'll need some space for cables, so I need to have that in mind. And I'll put some cables like to power these rods, and then I'm gonna grab like a stack of energized steel, I think, which is, well, gold and ingots. But I think I can directly do this. Yeah, so if I give it a stack of iron and a stack of gold, I can have 2 stacks of energized steel. And there we go. Now I do have like a decent amount of power, so this should all go in pretty fast. And I think I can only like put one at a time. Or can I put multiple? Yeah, I can't put multiple. I can only put one of each at a time. And they take 90k energy, which is not that much. So we're probably want to automate this. Yeah, we probably want to automate this thing. But we're getting now our blocks of energized steel, so we can go ahead and transform this into, well, that was pretty fast actually. We just got a stack and a half basically. That's pretty good. And the way we want to do this now is because we can actually move. I also smelted a bunch of this. Yeah, a bunch of uranite. And I actually been powering the guy over there, the wheel, so it does even more. So we can start getting some reactor pieces. I want to just make sure, and first things first, I gotta make myself a lot of these. Like, I gotta spend a little bit of time just making sure I have the necessary resources here. To actually improve my things like smart, because even though I have like a lot of resources, every now and then I just ran out of things, so that's not good. Okay, I kind of automated this by using a network receiver and then just an exporter and an importer, and then I just set up a timer over here that's constantly inputting 1 block of iron, 1 block of gold, and then it finishes. The importer picks it up, and then it places those guys back in. I use the timer on a 10 tick interval, so it should be okay for now, and it is automating. The only issue is that I have a way of farming iron. I don't have a way of automatically farming gold, so I probably need another chicken. And after a while, you can see we already have this thing pretty good, you know, and I did just make the chicken, so our gold keeps increasing, which is really good. And the good part about this is that I can just come into the exporter right here. I'll let it toss in that thing, and there it goes. And then I can clean that up, and I'm gonna tell you, import that. There we go. And now we're also farming. This is a blaze version. This is, there we go, we're farming blazing crystals, which is the next tier. And luckily for us, we do actually have a chicken farming this, so that's really good. So what I'm gonna do is check on what is next. Next is the niotic crystals, which is, believe it or not, just a diamond. We are also farming in some diamonds, so I'll let this guy run in for a while. I probably will upgrade these rods first as well, so they get the energy here a lot faster. So hopefully the diamond that requires 300 FE will actually be able to be produced in time. So these guys are the basic versions, so I need to go for the blazing versions or harden. Oh, I gotta do the harden first, and then I can move up into the blazing ones. So I'm gonna do both of these. Okay, now with the blazing rods, this is pretty much instant, as you guys can see. It immediately, yep, there it goes. It's basically 1 tick and it's done, which is really good, because I need to stock up on these blazing crystals. Like, I really need to stockpile on these guys. So I'm gonna wait here for a while this thing does its thing, and then we're just gonna switch up here the exporter with a diamond, and it should be all good. And so after a while, we have nearly 500 of these niotic crystals. So I went back and made some blazing crystals, which I can technically make them faster if I put like this delay, for example. This should be okay. Yeah, this is faster. So we're gonna slowly but surely start gaining some of these blazing crystals as well, which is pretty good for us to move a little bit further and further into the mod pack over here. Now, I was actually looking at the magmators as well because I use them, but I don't think they're gonna be very useful like to start, so I think I'm gonna ignore it for now. The next step here was actually get some villagers. Because yes, I went ahead and picked up 2 of those villagers. I got one with Silk Touch in case we need it, and I got one with Mending. Yeah, because this way I was actually able to enchant my gears now. Finally, yes, finally. And I probably have an I now have an efficiency 5 and breaking 3, efficiency 5 4, at least efficiency 4, and I actually just put Mending on the sword. I don't think the sword is like anything. I can put Unbreaking on top of it, but I don't think it really needs to have Unbreaking. Thanks to this thing over here, and thanks to our farm, which may have some loot. Ah, yes, would you look at that? A couple of chests for me to open in. A Fido Grenade, okay. Endo Flames are really good, which, while we're opening these guys right here, I've been getting a couple of these. We got a Wither Skeleton Skull. I have not gotten one of these guys before. That will come in very handy when you want to kill the Wither. So thank you, game, for giving me this. And also, I can just go ahead and clear the inventory a little bit there. If we have this, we probably want to get the other 2 for next episode, not for today's episode. What I was about to say is that we're gonna go and explore Botania. Why? Because we have, well, a couple of flowers. We have some Hopper Hawks, we have some Endo Flames, we have a bunch of the colored ones, so we can probably do even more. We have some Black Lotus to get some mana. We also have some Mana Steel plus a Mana Steel armor, so we can save on some armor here, which is kind of cool, and a Mana Blaster just to mess around. So this area is the one that will be repurposed for Botania. I'll have to decorate it. I'll have to, well, get rid of these animals and move them somewhere else, make this thing look a little bit better, as well as that thing, and the mine, well, can stay there. Okay, what we need to do right now is get ourselves some pure daisies. Now, I wonder if I have any whites. I do. So we need this. We also need, if I'm not mistaken, water bucket. And we are also going to be needing a couple of seeds, if I am not mistaken. So if we put both of these guys here, we can just toss these things in and then toss the seed. Perfect. Well, if you guys know Botania, you know that you just place the pure daisies and then you put some stone or some logs, and then you got to get living stone or living rock, I should say, and then living wood if you use logs. And of course, if you guys are tired of waiting, you can always just use your your temporal pouch. And well, this guy is going like crazy. He's going crazy fast right now. Yep, there it goes. It's really fast, which is really good. It means that I don't have to stand here for a lot of time while placing and doing these things. So sit times 8 is a good one. And then I'm gonna do some logs. I want to at least get a stack of each before I move on. But yeah, if you do it with logs, it works as well. It doesn't even matter like the log position. Pretty sure it doesn't. And boom. Yeah, there it goes. Now guys, this episode was meant to be a setup episode basically, so I can get a lot of things, set them up and get them ready for the next stage, which is hopefully a lot of power and some magical things with Botania. Yes, because I want to get like better armor, I want to get like creative flight and stuff, I want to get like decent power so I can do all the crazy types of machines that I want without having to worry about that thing. And yeah,
this episode was also meant to come out Saturday, and Sunday was meant to come out another episode, but sadly, and very sadly, I got a little bit sick, so I wasn't able to record or stream, which is kind of bad. So it's gonna come out on Monday. Really sorry for that, guys. So it's gonna be a little bit delayed, but hopefully you guys still enjoy the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't, and see ya in the next one. Bye.